والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. أما بعد، فقال الشيخ إبراهيم صلى الله تعالى على كتابه تفسير وقد أخبر النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم عن شكر الكتاب الإسلام ومن ذلك ما جاء عن أسامة رضي الله عنه قال: أشرف النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم على مسلم أعظم فقال: ترون ما أرى كنت نهار وراء الشمس لا يملك مواقع متفق عليه. وعن ابي هريره رضي الله عنه ان رسول الله صلى الله عليه واله وسلم قال: فعلوا فيه اعلم اذا فبدع اليه مثل ربي مسلما ومثل كافرا او مثل مسلما ومثل كافرا وجعل دينه بأرض الى الكفر. أخرجه الترمذي رحمه الله. وعن ابي هريره رضي الله عنه قال: كنا عند عمر رضي الله عنه فقال: أيكم سمع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يخطب في ذلك؟ فقال: قوم يحدث الإعلام. فقال: لعلكم تعلمون فتنة ربي بأمر فقال: قالوا: نبي. قال: فتنة تؤثرها الصلاة وقتها والسلام. ولكن أنكم سمع النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يخطب في فتنة التي تقول قول البحر. قال حذيفة رضي الله عنه: فأثبت القول. فقلت: أنا. قال: أنت لله رسول. قال حذيفة رضي الله عنه: سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يقول: دعوني كتاب على الوجود فالحكيم عند الهدى فأي قلب يشركها مثل فيه مثل الحياة وأي قلب أنكرها مثل فيه مثل الله حتى تصير على قلبين فلا أرض به الوضع فلا تكون فتنة ما دامت السماوات والأرض والآخر أكبر من البعث كالكل والخيار لا يأخذ دعوته ولا يمكن إلا ويشرك بالحرام رواه مسلم رحمه الله تعالى. وقد بين النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم طريقا واضحا مأمونا الذي ينبغي أن تكون بالحكم في تعامله مع الإسلام، واهتم السلف بتكوينه وتدبيره بينوا أنه لا تناول به ولا ضربة من الفتن إلا بسلوكه بفضل الله، وهذا ما على به الفتن، وهذا يلزم حمله أن يكون سببا في الفتن أو بإيمان بعد الله أو بإيمان بعد الله فيها، ويلزم أن يكون من أهلها وأعين بها، ويلزم الحديث وقلبه إلى الفتن فلا يعرف الصواب فيها، بل يقول وفقد يعلم الصواب كثير القلب كثير الشر، وإذا كانت فاعتبره بالأشرف الظهور. والمعلوم أن النقوى أن لا يعيش زمنا كثر فيه الفتن واشتد جهل كثير من الناس بذكر الفتن، مما جعل كثيرا من شبابنا وأشرارنا يتساقطون في الفتن ويحملون وقودا لها. وقال بعض الشباب لا يعيش إلى أن يوجه للفتنة الكبرى فتنة الكبرى، بل قد يوجهون بغير فتنة الكبرى، مما أشغلهم عن أمته رسالة العلم والدعوة وليس الخير، وأكثر الخلاف بينهم. ولا شك أن الجاهل فيه الفتن يقول بفتنة الأعراف سفينة لا مباشر لها، وقد اشتد عليها موت الموت يغشاه الموت فتخاطب به الأموال، ولا يمكن سلامة في حد الكتاب حتى يكون من الغفار، وإنما مخلوق. وإذا قال السلام: الفتنة إذا أقبلت عرفها العلماء وانضبط فيها الحماء والتهماء، وإذا أكثرت عرفها التهماء
أداها ما عامتنا.
وإذا أثرت عرضها الجاهلات يقول المولد بن عبد الله رحمه الله إن المثلة إذا أقبلت تشبهت وإذا أثرت تبينت. ويقول الحسن البصري رحمه الله تعالى إن هذه المثلة إذا أقبلت عرضها كل عالم وإذا أثرت عرضها كل جاهل. ذكره في الحديث. يقول البخاري رحمه الله تعالى وقال عيينة عن فلك بن حوشب كانوا يستحقون أن يتمثلوا بهذه الأبيات عند الفتن. قال ابن الخلق الحرب أول ما تقول فتية الحرب أول ما تقول فتية تسعى بزينتها بكل جهود حتى إذا اشتعلت وشق قرامها ولت عزيزا غير ذات حديد شمطاء
ينكر لونها شمطاء ينكر لونها
وتغير مضمونها بالشمس والتقديم. الفتن أولها يقول وقريته وآخرها حظا منه وأحضر الأمر في هذا اشتباك الفتن على بلاد العلم الذين لم تصلح أقدامهم يتكلمون بالفتنة فلا يصلحون بل يفسدون ولا يلتزمون فقه الفتن ولا يرجعون لأهل العلم مما يوقع كثيرا من الناس بالحيرة إلا تكذبهم في الفتنة ويخطهم في تحيينها ويعلم أن الفتنة إنما يعيشها صنفان. الأول ما قصده حسن لكنه غير صحيح لرد شيخ العلم، والثاني ما قصده سيء يريد شر المسلمين ولا يختلف بلال الفتنة إلا غير يسلم فقه الفتن الذي دلت عليه الأمثلة وفائده السلف الأمة.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. Our reading from the book Fiqh Al-Fitan by Shaykh Sulayman Ar-Ruhayli Hafizahullah will continue. In the last class, the Shaykh, from the aspects that we have read, he mentioned three major things. The first one is that this dunya, Allah has created it for ikhtibar and ibtila. This dunya, Allah has placed us in it and has placed tests and trials in this dunya for us. We know that verse in Surah Al-Mulk, الذي خلق الموت والحياة لماذا؟ ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala خلق الموت والحياة. He created death and life. Why? ليبلوكم أيكم. He will test you to know who amongst you, which ones amongst you, أحسن عملا, will be best in terms of their deeds. Those who will be upon goodness, those who will be upon evil. On the part of those who will be upon goodness, they will be in levels. On the part of those who will be upon evil, they will also be in levels. All of these will be clear in the way each of the party, each person will handle the test, the trial. Just like when you make, like we said that the word fitna has come from al-fatnu, what English people refer to as the fire assay, the test of fire for gold. When you place gold in the fire, it can show that yes, it is gold. Depending on the color of the flame, it will also determine what quality of gold it is. Apart from telling us yes, there is gold, it will not stop at that. You also can determine what quality it is. So apart from determining through tests, through fitna, through ikhtibar, whether an individual is from the people of Iman or from the people of other than Iman, the levels of these things will also be determined when we come in this thing. لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. So the individual will be the second point he mentioned. The individual will be handling his own personal fitna, and each of us has his own. The fitna that has to do with his hawa, his desire. I want this, I want. How do you go about that? It's fitna. The fitna with his wife. This woman, you want to kill me, it's one fitna. The fitna with his children. The fitna with his relatives. The fitna with his friends. The fitna with his neighbors. Each of us has all of these. And the verses of the Quran are clear regarding this. Al-fitnatu al-khassa. Then we mentioned al-fitnatu al-amma. The fitna that will affect every community, either in terms of the region or in terms of a country. A large number of people will be affected by that fitna. From that, he gave us examples. The fitna of a group of people wanting to remove the leader from leadership. Fitna. And then people begin to kill themselves. We've been here in the last 20 years in Liberia. We've seen Liberia go. We've seen Sierra Leone go. We've seen Syria go. We've seen Libya go. We've seen Tunisia go. We've seen Yemen go. The point in all of these places is because some people want the power that some people have on their hands. So you see a lot of people will be killed. Homes will be destroyed. Women will be turned to widows. People, men who have 5, 6 children, all of them will die as a result of the fitna. When the people one group of people want to take power from the other. Then the Shaykh went on to mention other widespread fitna, mutual hatred amongst people. The fitna will spread amongst the people. And he went on to mention some asar that will make us understand that the fitna is dangerous. And in one of them, specifically the asar of Hudayf ibn al-Yaman, where he said, radiyallahu anhu, إِيَّاكُمْ وَالْفِتَنِ, beware, be careful about fitna. لَا يَشْخَصُ لَهَا أَحَدٌ, no one should present himself for fitna. إِيَّاكُمْ وَالْفِتَنَ, be careful about fitna. لَا يَشْخَص لَهَا أَحَدٌ, no one should come out, present himself in front of a fitna. And he said, radiyallahu anhuma, Hudayf ibn al-Yaman, himself and his father were companions. He says, Wallahi, I swear by Allah, ma shakhafa fiha ahadun illa nasafathu kama yansifu saylu jinna. Ma shakhafa fiha ahadun. No one brings himself up in front of fitna illa nasafathu, except that the fitna wipes him away. Kama yansifu saylu jinna. The way flood washes off manure from the roots of plants. Ad-dimnu is manure, physics from animals. When they become dry, they place them in the roots of animals and the roots of plants to help the growth of those plants. Says ma shakhafa ahadun, no one comes in front of it. Fiha ahadun illa nasafathu, he will be washed away. May Allah protect us. Kama yansifu saylu jinna. The way flood washes off manure from the roots of plants. That is the way those who present themselves in front of fitna will be washed away from fitna. May Allah protect all of us. The Shaykh went on and said, and this is where we'll be starting the reading for today. وَقَدْ أَخْبَرَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَآلِهِ وَسَلَّمَ عَنْ كَثْرَةِ وُقُوعِ الْفِتَنِ. The point that he made in the last reading was that fitna could be very, very dangerous and perilous. But in this point, he started talking about the fact that fitna could be widespread. It will cover a wide range amongst the group of people that you find. It says, وَقَدْ أَخْبَرَ النَّبِيُّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَآلِهِ وَسَلَّمَ عَنْ كَثْرَةِ وُقُوعِ الْفِتَنِ فِي هَذِهِ الْأُمَّةِ. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had told us about the multitude, the largeness, the widespread of fitan fi hadhihi al-ummah, in this ummah. You can interpret it and say, in this ummah amongst we the Muslims. You can say that. Or you can say in the ummah, the group of human beings that will come after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whether Muslims or non-Muslims. Do we understand? The fitan will occur either amongst Muslims and among the people from the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to the end of time. This is how this fitna will be widespread. He said, rahimahullah, from the statements of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, وَمِنْ ذَلِكَ مَا جَاءَ عَنْ أُسَامَةَ, from the statements of the Prophet that show that fitna will be widespread, is what has been reported from Usama. That is Usama ibn Zayd ibn Haritha. Usama ibn Zayd. He reported from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that he said, أشرف النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم على أطم من آطام المدينة. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam looked down. Apparently, he was on a high level area. He looked downward and far away. على أطم من آطام المدينة. He looked far away into the fortresses. You know fortress? The fortresses people build. Fences. City fences. Or the fences of home. أطم من آطام المدينة. The Prophet looked up. He looked down at them from far away. عليه الصلاة والسلام. فقال هل ترون ما أرى? The Prophet then asked, can you all see what I see? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he looked away, far away, at the fences of the homes of the people of Medina, he said, can you see hal tarawun? Can you see now what I saw or what I see now? Can you see? And then he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, inni la ara mawaqi al-fitan. I am seeing the places of fitan. He was looking into the home, to the fences of Medina. He said, I am seeing the points, the areas from where the fitna will reach and from where the fitna will spread. We'll come back to this hadith. إِنِّي لَأَرَى مَوَاقِعَ الْفِتَنِ خِلَالَ بُيُوتِكُمْ. Those points are in awsat buyutikum, in the middle of your home, in the middle of your compound. And he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, kamawaqi'il qatri, just like the signs that the drops of rain make on the ground. When rain falls, and the first drops of rain fall on the ground, what do you see? You see marks on the ground, especially in a sandy area like in the desert. You see marks on the ground. Those are the marks of fitan that the Prophet saw, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Two things will be in this similitude. The marks of rain will be there. You will be clearly seeing marks. One. Two is that they will be widespread. When rain wants to fall, the first set of rains that fall in that sandy area, you see the marks on the ground, all everywhere. They will be close to themselves. And they will spread from there. When the rains now fall, it is from these areas that the rain, the flesh will start and move out. Ulama say this is a pointer to the fitan that came during the time of Uthman bin Affan. The fitna of this ummah started in Medina. When the people came from Iraq to lay siege against Uthman in the Prophet's masjid, alayhi salatu wasalam. The next thing, he was not allowed to move out of his house. He was not allowed to leave the salah. That is the sit-in people talk about today. They sat in there. People will say that Muzahara is different from Khuruj. What have these people done? It is Muzahara. Is sit-in part of protest? Sit-in. You know what sit-in is? You can go and sit in the office of the president and say, no job, no work will be done here today. And nobody will do any work. You are not shouting, you are not running, you just sit down there and say, no work today. You can be there for 24 hours, 48 hours. This is what they refer to as sitting. It is from the meanings of protest and demonstration. Yes, ulama refer to this incident as from what? Kharaj, ala Uthman. So this was the beginning of the fitan in this ummah. And the Prophet mentioned it, alayhi salatu wasalam, and said, it landed in the various houses in Medina. Why? Because many of the people amongst the people of Medina also joined the fitna. And that's why you find when the fitna starts, it can start in a location. They can say a place in Lagos. And then from there the fitna starts becoming what? Expanded. And the rest of the people start coming out from, oh, you can join, you can join, you can join, you can join. And they start saying okay from everybody, you okay here. And then fitna starts. That is how it starts. It will start from some houses. And then it ended, that fitna in Medina ended in the killing of Uthman bin Affan. Uthman bin Affan was beheaded, radiyallahu anhu, in the midnight when he was reciting the Quran. He had a sunnah of reciting the Quran once every day. Uthman bin Affan was a reader of the Quran. He finished the Quran once every day. And his wife, Naila, who went to say, please leave my husband, leave my husband. When they cut the head of Uthman, it cut part of her finger. That was the beginning of the fitna in this ummah. That fitna led to the fitna of Jamal. That fitna led to Ghazwa to Siffin. Ghazwa to Siffin, 90,000 Muslims were killed. It was between the Shia of Ali ibn Abi Talib and the Shia of who? Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan. 90,000 were killed. That fitna led to the fitna of the Khawarij. Because when they made a tahkim that let us come reconcile and agree upon certain things, the Khawarij emerged and said it was wrong for the party of Ali ibn Abi Talib to have gone into reconciliation with the party of Muawiyah. So they made the fear of the two parties. And the Khawarij emerged. Now the Shia, they emerged and went and camped at Hawra. Now Ali ibn Abi Talib sent Ibn Abbas, or Ibn Abbas went upon the permission of Ali ibn Abi Talib to Hawra. Some of them, the Khawarij, they left Kharijiyya and followed Ibn Abbas. Others did not. The emerging situation led to the battle of Nahrawan against Khawarij. Where did the fitna start from? From Medina. Ulama say this is what this hadith is talking about. That the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Inni la ara mawaqi al-fitani khilala buyutikum. I can see the droplets, the signs on the fitna on the ground. At the middle of your home, because your people will come out and contribute to it. May Allah protect us. And those signs, kamawaqi al-qitar, kamawaqi al-qatri, they are like the signs that the rain leave on the ground when it begins to fall. This hadith occurs in Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. Why has this Shaykh mentioned this hadith? He has mentioned it that the fitna will start from somewhere and then it will do what? And then it will spread to other places. May Allah protect us. Another hadith he taught to make us understand that fitan are great and they will spread is the hadith of Abu Hurairah. Anna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam qala. It said that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam said, Badiru bil a'mali fitana. Badiru bil a'mali fitana. Start doing good deeds before fitna comes. Make good deeds. Hasten towards good deeds before fitna comes. Make good deeds precede fitna. Make good deeds. Make your good deeds. Be full of worship now that there is no fitna. Because when fitna comes, salah in Jama'ah will be difficult. When fitna comes, you can't even visit your parents. When fitna comes, you can't perform salah to the Eid. When fitna comes, you can't go to madrasa. You can't even go to look for halal to eat. Those of our brothers who run car transport, moving around, who will rent a car at the time of fitna? Who will rent a car? Those who sell cars, their car lots were destroyed and burned. Is it the time now to move around in cars? So that's why the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, now when there is no fitna, badiru bil a'mal. Make haste to do a lot of good deeds before fitna comes. Make good deeds come before fitna. The Prophet says to alayhi salatu wa salam, and this fitna is kaqifa illayl al-muslim. This fitna, that fitna that will be like qifa illayl, qifa al-layl, a part of the night. Al-Muslim, that will be very, very dark. The night is ordinarily dark, go? So why did he say the dark night when he talked about fitna? It will be a very dark night because there will be no stars in the sky by which people can take guidance. It means the fitna will be so confusing, so encompassing, that you will hardly be able to know what is right from what is wrong. Just like when the night is dark, people hardly found their way. You will hardly know what is right or what is wrong. At the beginning, when people started looting palliatives, I'm sure some of the people say, yes, it was supposed to be distributed to them. So the people got it. It will be later when the heart started going around. The people started, oh yes, it is true, this is good. Stealing property that has not been distributed. Why would that situation be like that? Because it's true. Things will not be clear, just like things will not be clear in a dark night. People will not know their right from their left. May Allah protect us. Even people who are supposed to be learned will not know what to say. Why? It is kaqifa al-layl al-muslim. The fitna is like a part of the night that is very dark. So things will not be clear. May Allah protect us. The matter will be so unclear, so much that, and the shubuhat will be so spread. Somebody will say 50 reasons why you must demonstrate. People will say, no, he's quoting hadith from Bukhari and Muslim. That is part of the fitna. Things that are wrong will look like as if they are right. He's quoting a hadith in Sahih Muslim. He's quoting one hadith in Bukhari. He's quoting one hadith in Abu Dawud. Please help us check whether the hadith is Sahih. When the hadith is Sahih, please, what is the scholar saying? Things will look as if they are right when they are actually wrong. Because we are in fitna. Fitna. May Allah protect us. So the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, act now. Be busy with good deeds. Badiru bil a'mali fitana. Put forward good deeds. Make good deeds that will come before fitan. The fitan that will be like qifa al-layl al-muslim is very, very dark part of the night, and things will be so confusing, so much that يُصْبِحُ الرَّجُلُ مُؤْمِنًا. An individual will wake up in the morning, he is a person of Iman. وَيُمْسِي كَافِرًا. By the evening he became confused. He had come to become an enemy of Allah. Why? Confusion. Information is going all around. He will be saying, are you saying that what you are saying is not correct? I have seen video. I have seen this. It's fitna. And he will go with it. فَيُصْبِحُ مُؤْمِنًا. He will be a mu'min. At the morning when he woke up, he will perform Salatul Fajr and Zuhur and Asr. By the time it will be Maghrib and Isha, he has come to become something else. Sometimes those fitan can be fitna of ideas. Like people who read about Orientalism. People who read about pantheism. People who read about atheism and non-godliness. When they begin this fitna, it will be like, I know what I'm doing. I'm intelligent enough. You don't know that it's a fitna? You become confused at the end of the day. At least I know two persons. One brother, one sister. It is all about, are you sure there is Allah? They read, they became confused. One of them even said that I wish that I had not been in this condition. I said, oh, you swam in an ocean. and you became taken away by the turbulent waves of the ocean. Who do you blame for that? Does the person who become carried away by the turbulence of the serious waves of an ocean, who do you find near you that you will be asking that question, how did you get here? You are the one to answer that yourself. You got yourself into where you are. So blame no one but you, yourself. You went away with the fitna. The fitna is trouble. Fitna is a problem, and it goes and spreads. So now that there is no fitna, make good deeds, so that perhaps by means of your good deeds, Allah will guide you when there is fitna. Or yumsi mu'minan. In the report it said, maybe that he will keep believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wa yusbihu kafira. But by the time the morning will reach, he would have read and heard and watched, and then he became a kafir. يَبِعُ دِينَهُ بِعَرَضٍ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. He would have sold his deen with some paltry benefits of this dunya. He would have sold away his religion. He would have compromised his religion. Maybe a learned person, and I have seen things like this. He will be saying, no, protest is wrong, haram, don't go, don't do this, don't do this. The government will approach him, or the party that is funding the protest will approach him. Say, Sheikh, this. By the time he wakes up after Salatul Fajr, his statement will begin to differ and contradict the one he had said yesterday. Sara mutalawina. You know what ulama refer to as talawun? Changing like a chameleon. Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman, it says from the athar of fitan on an individual is that those things he had known to be haram, he will wake up the next morning and say, the same things are halal. You should understand that that man is what? Maftoor. It come under fitan now. Likewise, the things he will say are halal, when the fitna comes now, it's been appealed. He say, oh yes, it is haram now. Why? The fitna has cut him up too. May Allah protect us. Whether because of confusion, or whether because of seeking some paltry, worldly benefits. He himself became confused and consumed in the imagined fitan. That hadith is the hadith of Abu Hurairah. It occurs in Sahih Muslim. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Badiru bil a'mali fitanan. Make good deeds come before fitna arrives. Taqiqa illay. The fitna that will be like a part of the night till Muslim, that will be so dark, and the confusion will be so serious and all-encompassing such that يُصْبِحُ الرَّجُلُ مُؤْمِنًا. The individual will wake up in the morning as a believer in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيُمْسِي كَافِرًا. But by the evening he had turned a non-Muslim. أَوْ يُمْسِي مُؤْمِنًا. Or he will spend the evening being a believer. وَيُصْبِحُ كَافِرًا. By the time he wakes up in the morning, he had become confused. يَبِعُ دِينَهُ بِعَرَضٍ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. He had compromised his religion for some worldly, paltry benefits. May Allah protect us. That's how fitna can be so serious. This hadith, akhrajahu Muslim. Shaykh Sulayman Ar-Ruhayli said this hadith has been reported by Imam Muslim, and it is correct. وعن حذيفة رضي الله عنه. From Hudayfa radiallahu anhu, there's also a similar hadith that talks about the danger and the widespread of how fitna can be. Hudayfa said radiallahu anhu, كنا عند عمر فقال أيكم سمع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يذكر الفتن. We were with Umar radiallahu anhu. فقال عمر بن said رضي الله عنه أيكم سمع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يذكر الفتن. Who among you heard the Prophet صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم talking about fitan? فقال قوم. Some people in that gathering said, نحن سمعنا. We heard it. We heard what the Prophet صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم said about fitna. فقال لعلكم تعنون فتنة الرجل في أهله وجاره. Umar then said, perhaps we are talking about a man's fitna في أهله, regarding his family, وجاره, or his fitna regarding his neighbor. In some riwayat it says, fi ahlihi wa malihi wa nafsihi wa waladihi wa jarihi. All these are what aspects of the fitna? Al-fitnatu al-khassa. Umar said, perhaps this is what you mean. You are talking about a man's fitna fi ahlihi, regarding his wife. Oh, my wife has done this fitna. Fitna. لِنَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. Allah wants to see how you will conduct yourself when you handle that case with your wife. Oh, my husband. Allah wants to see how you will handle that case with your husband. Oh, my sister. Oh, my uncle. Oh, my brother. Oh, my neighbor at home. Oh, my colleague at work. Oh, my co-worker. لِنَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. So Umar said, maybe this is the kind of fitna you people are talking about. Radiyallahu anhu. He said, I'm not talking about that one. قالوا أجل. They say, yes, Umar, that is the fitna that we are talking about. قال تلك. As far as those kinds of fitna are concerned, the fitna of a man regarding himself, his fitna regarding his wife, his children, his neighbor, his family, all of these kinds of fitna, tukaffiruha as-salatu was-siyamu was-sadaqatu wal-amru bil-ma'ruf wal-nahyu anil munkar. This is riwayah Sahih Muslim. Those kinds of fitna we are talking about, tukaffiruha as-salah. Your salah will help you bi'idhnillah. When you err in them, Allah will conceal and cancel your mistakes with your salah. Tukaffiruha as-siyam. Your fasting when you fast, Allah will use it as a means of forgiving you, inshallah. Your sadaqah that you give, charity. Your amru bil ma'ruf, telling the people to do that which is correct. Wa nahyu anil munkar, discouraging them and prohibiting them something that is wrong. The reward you get from this, inshallah, Allah will use them to expiate for those things. Ulama say not all of them. Those ones that are sagair. But those ones that are kabair, major sins, you need to repent from them before you get kafara for them. I hope that this matter is clear. So he said, radiyallahu anhu, tilka tukaffiruha as-salatu was-siyamu was-sadaqatu. Walakin, he had finished one part of fitna. So al-fitnatul khassa tukaffiruha صلاة الرجل وماذا وصدقته وصيامه وأمره بالمعروف ونهيه عن المنكر تكفرها. All these good deeds we have mentioned will cancel the minor things that are connected to the fitan regarding himself, regarding his wife, regarding his family, regarding his neighbor and all of that we had mentioned. Umar said, radiyallahu anhu, walakin, what I'm now talking about, أيكم سمع النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. Which of the fitan does he want to talk about now? Al-fitnatul amma. So this hadith is the evidence that fitan are divided into two. Al-fitnatul khassa, al-fitnatul al-amma. So Umar said, radiyallahu anhu, ولكن أيكم سمع النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يذكر الفتن التي تموج موج البحر. أيكم, who amongst you heard from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu يذكر الفتن, mentioning the trials and tribulations التي, that will be تموج موج البحر, as turbulent as the waves of an ocean. Have we seen the wave of an ocean? It can be very, very turbulent. The fitna I'm talking about, I'm asking about, is the fitna tamuju mawj al-bahri, that will be as turbulent as the waves of an ocean. How is that? If you go to Badish, you see a little of that. It will come, when it impacts everything that it sees, it destroys, it does whatever comes in its way. This is the fitna he's talking about. And it is al-fitnatu al-am. May Allah protect us all. When Umar said that, people kept quiet. قال حذيفة رضي الله عنه فأسكت القوم يعني فسكت القوم. People kept quiet. You see, الفتنة العامة now. When it was فتنة خاصة, everybody was talking, I heard. Umar said, maybe you are talking about those small ones. I'm talking about the ones that will be as turbulent as the waves of an ocean. Everybody kept quiet. This was the way of the element. Kept quiet. Now talking about something bigger than all of us. It is those ones that are special amongst us that we talk to everybody kept quiet. Hudayfa said, فَأَسْكَتَ النَّاسِ يعني فَسَكَتَ النَّاسِ. People kept quiet. Why? They are talking about fitnatun aman. May Allah protect us all. فَقُلْتُ أَنَا. Hudayfa said, I told Umar, I know. You know who Hudayfa was, radiallahu anhu? صاحب سر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. The one who kept the secrets of the Prophet Muhammad. And he used to say, radiallahu anhuma, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told me all that will happen between today and the last day of Qiyamah. Between now and the day that the Qiyamah will be established, the Prophet told me what will happen. Hudayfa, radiallahu anhu. Even the names and the identities of munafiqun were known to him. Umar will be asking him, was I part of them? Umar will be asking Hudayfa, did the Prophet name me? Today, we Muslims, especially those of us who say upon our lips that we are upon the Sunnah, we go on to praise ourselves too much. If we are the ones, maybe we will not ask Hudayfa whether am I part of it. Umar was asking Hudayfa. Meanwhile, Umar had been told by the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam he will enter Al-Jannah. When Abu Bakr as-Siddiq gave the leadership to Umar, and he was asked, if you meet Allah, what will you say? I will tell Allah that I left the Ummah with the best of them. Umar, yes, he will be asking Hudayfa, did the Prophet mention my name? And what did Hudayfa say? After you, I will not guarantee anybody. After you, Umar. You, Umar, you are not munafiq. Do people think that the individual may have the fact that he needs to care for? That's why when we talk about people and attack the people, we don't hold back because we think that you are there already. But when you think that me too, I should get my own, then your attack against the people verbally or in your actions will be minimal. You will use the easiest of words, words that the person will hear about and he will like to change. But we use words that when the person hears it, he will like to continue upon his evil. Have you helped him against the evil or you have helped him upon the evil? Why? And what's the basis for that? Self-importance. You think that you are, I'm this, but you like to shake. That. You give yourself affiliation. May Allah protect us. The point was that Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman said, I know what the Prophet said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam about al-fitan allati tamuju kamawjil bahri. I know what the Prophet said about the fitna that will be so turbulent and disturbing like the waves of an ocean. That was after everybody had kept silent. Umar said, radiyallahu anhu, Anta lillahi abuka. Anta ya Hudayfa. Lillahi abuka. This is an expression of praise. Lillahi abuka. Your father belongs to Allah. The meaning is that your father, O Hudayfa, belongs to Allah for having had a child that is as good as you. Your father who has a child like you, Allah alone, is an expression of praise that Umar told to Hudayfa, radiyallahu anhum. قال حذيفة رضي الله عنه. Hudayfa was now talking in the presence of Umar and the rest of the people after the people have recognized their limits and kept silent. فسمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يقول, I heard the messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم saying, تعرض الفتن على القلوب كالحصير. تعرض الفتن, trials and tribulations, تعرض على القلوب, they will be laid open, they will be laid there, they will be open upon the individual. You know when you spread the mat, how do you spread the mat? You open it. That is how fitan will come, kalhasir. In the way mats are spread, when you spread the mat, that is when you begin to see each of the strands of the mat. That is how fitna will be. It will open up and you see the strands, different types of fitan. They will be close to themselves. That was why it says, Udan, Udan. Each of the strands will be there. The souls of the people will be exposed like that to fitan. Fitan will be brought to the soul. May Allah protect us. He said, رضي الله عنه, fitan will be brought to the soul, كالحصير, عودا عودا, like a mat. Each strand will be brought and exposed, different types of fitan. SARS must end. Oh, they hit palliative. Oh, we work with governor. Oh, the army is not working. Oh, this, oh, this, oh, that. And the noises will go around. The individual will be looking at you. He is exposed to it. They will be encouraging you to tweet. Tweet it. Don't tweet. We are tweeting it now. He is exposed to it. Some will say, when you finish reading, share. Don't share. You'll be sharing fitna. We'll come back to it, inshallah. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, fitna will be presented to you, to me, to us all. Kal-hasir, in the way mats are laid open. Odan, Odan. One strand after the other. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, فَأَيُّ قَلْبٍ أُشْرِبَهَا, any soul that absorbs that fitna, if you adopt and absorb the fitna, نُكِتَ فِيهِ نُكْتَةٌ سَوْدَاء, a black dot will be placed on that soul. Which soul? The soul that takes and absorbs the fitan that you are presented to it. وَأَيُّ قَلْبٍ أَنْكَرَهَا, but any soul that disapproves of the fitan, نُكِتَ فِيهِ نُكْتَةٌ بَيْضَاء, a white dot will be placed on that soul. حتى, the situation will be like that. تصير, يعني على قلبين. حتى تصير على قلبين, until all the hearts of the people will be divided into two. تصير قلوب أو تصير قلوب الناس في ذلك الوقت على قلبين. The hearts of the people at that time will become only two. Which one and which one? The soul that has absorbed fitna, and which one? The soul that has rejected fitna. He said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, حَتَّى يَصِيرَ عَلَى قَلْبَيْنِ, until soul, mind, heart at that time will turn to become only two. عَلَى قَلْبٍ, يعني على أبيض مثل الصفا, يعني على قلب أبيض مثل الصفا. The first one is the soul that will be so white, مثل الصفا, like the quartzite rock. You Yorubas call it Akko Puta. The quartzite rock is white and it is shining, especially when that quartzite during its metamorphic evolution does not take iron compounds. Because sometimes you see some quartzite rock, they take iron compounds, and depending on the iron compounds, you give them their color. Iron 3 will give us which color? Where are those boys in chemistry? Iron 3 will give us which color? Now, brown. Iron 2 will give us what? You see, each of the chains of iron that becomes formed during the metamorphic evolution of the quartzite rock, it will give up the tinge in that quartzite rock. Otherwise, you find something that is white, and that's what we want in this hadith. The white quartzite rock, so well compacted that it doesn't take water. If water won't penetrate it. That is what we find the Prophet talking about now. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. If a mist will suffer, it will be like the shiny, rocky surface of a quartzite rock. فَلَا تَضُرُّهُ فِتْنَةٌ. That fitna will not affect it. مَا دَامَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضِ. As long as the heavens and the earth remain. وَالْآخَرُ الْقَلْبُ الْآخَرُ. As for the second heart, أَسْوَدُ مُرْبَادًا. This heart will be black in the shades of ash. Kalkul, like a container, mujakhia, that is wrinkled, like a kuz, like kalkuz in mujakhia, like a kuz is a container, mujakhia, it becomes wrinkled. You know a wrinkled container. It will not look fine. It will be like water is in it, but water is not in it. The user will not be beneficial. The owner of it will not use it beneficially. A wrinkled container. How does the owner benefit from it? Even though water can be in it, the water will be insufficient. He can't store water with it. He can't drink water with it. But there is water inside it. This is the similitude of the heart of a person that drank from the fitan that we have presented to him. May Allah protect us. يعرف منكرا لا يعرف منكرا لا يعرف معروفا. This heart لا يعرف معروفا. It will not be able to distinguish what is good and encourage it. ولا ينكر منكرا. That heart that has absorbed fitan لا ينكر منكرا. It will not be able to say something that is bad is bad. إلا ما أشرب به إلا ما أشرب من هوا. Except those things that his desires had absorbed from the fitan. During the last fitan, I told someone and said, was it correct? He said people were, saying that some people were shocked. Yes, people were shocked. Allahu Alam about the truth about that. But that was what everybody had read, that they were shooting. And this government is investigating. Do you know there was fiqh and fasad between young boys and girls during those gatherings? Some girls will even be the ones inviting men to themselves. If you come out, come and have me. Girls said that. And a Muslimah was arguing that it was upon consent. What was upon consent? Why is that kind of a mind talking like that? Because that mind had absorbed the fitna. فَلَا يُنْكِرُ مُنْكَرًا وَلَا يَعْرِفُ مَعْرُوفًا. It has failed to be a mind that can recognize what is good and then encourage it, or a mind that can recognize what is bad and then discourage it. That mind has gone off that. Why? It has absorbed fitan. So all that it is interested in is, we have a movement. So okay, this is noise. This is the noise. And you see some of the Muslims too. There was a young lady who was in front of the fitan. May Allah protect her and rectify her. That is what will benefit her and the rest of the Muslims and her family. May Allah rectify that woman. Some of the Muslims forgot that the basic ruling about a woman in Islam is accept. The basic ruling about a woman in Islam is what? Accept. That she's not exposed. When does it become that a Muslim woman comes out and shouting, hey, 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 هي التي تحيز الناس من الفتن؟ لا والله. And then someone say, yes, you see now she's in hijab. She's propagating hijab. No, this is not hijab. She had even gone outside because the hijab is not all about the dressing. If it's just about the dressing, a non-Muslim girl can just buy that from the supermarket. They now sell these kinds of jilbab in the supermarket too. You know, we have sisters who sell this jilbab now, and they supply supermarket. She can walk into any of the boutiques and obtain one. A Christian can do that. And then start shouting Allahu Akbar. How about the hijab in your mind that makes you be as modest as Allah wants you to be? How about that? Is that not from the aspect of hijab? Al-aslu fil mar'atin muslima as-sat. The basic ruling about the Muslim woman is that she is concealed. That's the basic rule regarding her. They mentioned something. If I mention it, it will take our time trying to clarify it. They said, that's what in Jamal. I said, no, in Jamal what happened? That Aisha was there. I said, what was she going to do? Radiyallahu anha. Aisha radiyallahu anha was going to pacify the people. And she felt that when she came, if she came, and people saw that I was coming to talk to you people, everybody will calm down. This is the wife of our prophet. Yet she still cried over that, radiyallahu anha. Because a statement that the prophet had made regarding that incident, the barking dog. It happened. The prophet made a statement, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that one of you will do something and a dog will bark. When the dog barked, she knew and she started crying. I'm the one who got involved in the situation. What was she coming to do, radiyallahu anha? She was coming to talk to one or two of the persons, let's calm down over the killing of Uthman bin Affan, so that the government is settled. And even now, when it becomes settled, then he can discreetly search for those who were involved. Are these two things equal and the same? Does any same person find evidence in the actions of Aisha, our mother, radiyallahu anha, from the actions of this woman? مَا لَكُمْ كَيْفَ تَحْكُمُونَ? What's wrong with you? How do you judge? May Allah protect us all. But you know, when the heart becomes filled up, having absorbed Satan, it does not know the right from the left. This hadith we just read occurs in Sahih Muslim, as the Shaykh said, Rawahu Muslim, but the hadith also actually occurs in Sahih Al-Bukhari. So adequate, Rawahu Al-Bukhari wa Muslim. It is also Muttafaqun alayh. The Shaykh says, Hafizahullah, وقد بين النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم الطريق الواضح المأمون الذي ينبغي أن يسلكه المسلم في تعامله مع الفتن. It says the Prophet صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم بين الطريق الواضح. The Prophet had explained to us صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم the clear path, the clear way, al-ma'mun, that is faithful, الذي unsafe, الذي ينبغي أن يسلكه المسلم, that the Muslim should necessarily follow في تعامله مع الفتن, in his handling of trials, fitan, tribulation. These parts that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had laid down for us, وَهَتَمَّ السَّلَفُ بِتَقْرِيرِهِ, the early Muslims paid attention to affirming those parts, وَتَبْيِينِهِ, and explaining it, وَبَيَّنُوا, they made it clear, أَنَّهُ لَا سَلَامَةَ لِلْمُؤْمِنِ, they were telling all of us, there will be no peace and rest of mind for the one who believes in Allah and His Messenger, وَلَا مَخْرَجَ مِنَ الْفِتَنِ, and there is no way out of fitan, إِلَّا بِسُلُوكِهِ, except by following that path that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had established for us to go out of fitan, bifadlillahi ta'ala, out of Allah's showing mercy on us. That is, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had established a means for us to go out of fitan and tribulation. That path was further affirmed by the early Muslims, as-Salafus Salih. Not just that, they also taught it, they explained it, and they followed it. And that path, the one who believes in Allah and His Messenger, that is the only path you have, O Muslim. O woman in the need regarding Satan, the path you have is the path that Allah you worship has described for you from the mouth of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Those things that your revolutionary cause will solve that problem until you come upon what Allah and His Messenger say. Any other path is a path from the paths of shaitan. May Allah protect us all. It says, وَهَذَا, that path that the Prophet had established, مَا عَنَيْنَاهُ بِفِقْهِ الْفِتَنِ, that is what we mean by fiqh al-fitan. وَهَذَا الْفِقْهُ these issues of the manners and the rulings that have come from the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam regarding fitan, يَسْلَمُ مَنْ حَمَلَهُ وَعَمِلَ بِهِ. Whoever takes it up and acts upon it, يَسْلَمُ, he will be safe and saved. مِنْ أَنْ يَكُونَ مِنْ أَهْلِهَا, from being from amongst the people of fitan. الْوَاقِعِينَ فِيهَا, those who will be subsumed in the fitan, he will be saved from that. وَيَسْلَمُ مِنْ أَنْ يُظْلِمَ قَلْبَهُ فِي الْفِتَنِ, he will also be saved from having a soul that will become dark as a result of the fitna. فَلَا يَعْرِفُ الصَّوَابَ فَلَا يَعْرِفُ الصَّوَابَ فِيهَا, that soul would have become so dark, it will not know what is correct. بَلْ يَكُونُ مُوَفَّقًا, rather, the Muslim who follows that path, he will not be like that. He will be muwaffaq. He will be a person that Allah has granted success, لِمَعْرِفَةِ الصَّوَابِ, to be able to determine what is correct from the positions that people will be giving to you, from the solutions that people will be analyzing and talking and spreading and sharing, all of these. If you follow Fiqh Al-Fitan that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has taught us, Allah will save you from that. يَكُونُ مُوَفَّقًا, that person will be a person who gains success, لِمَعْرِفَةِ الصَّوَابِ, to be able to recognize what is correct. He will be mustanir al-qalb, he will be a person whose heart is full of light. Mustabim al-darb, he will be a person that his path al-darbu, al-sabil, his path will be a path that is with light. He will be walking upon a road that is of light. He says, وَلِذَا, for these reasons, كَانَتْ مَعْرِفَتُهُ مِنْ أَشْرَفِ الْأُمُورِ. That is the reason why to understand Fiqh Al-Fitan مِنْ أَشْرَفِ الْأُمُورِ, it is from the most exalted of affairs. وَالْمَعْلُومِ أَيُّهَا الْإِخْوَةِ, and what is clear, O brothers, أَنَّا نَعِيشُ زَمَنًا كَثُرَتْ فِيهِ الْفِتَنُ, we are living in the times that there are a lot of fitan. We are in a time that there are a lot of fitan. A lot of fitan. In some of the places, people are so afraid that they can't even sleep in their homes. Are we not here when last Juma, not yesterday, not the before yesterday, the Juma before, some people were observing Salah in the masjid. Some people came, shot a number of them, and took 40 persons away. Is it now not? While they were observing Salah in Juma. That kind of a thing happened in two different places in the country on the same day. Do we know that? One of them was said to have been in Zamfara, the other was said to have been in Nasarawa. On the same day, Salatul Juma, in the same pattern and manner. May Allah protect us. Is that fitna or not? It's fitna. May Allah protect us. May Allah protect us. We are living in a time where there are a lot of fitna. May Allah protect us. Some of them, one is even afraid to fight them, not to be spreading them. The Shaykh says, وَاشْتَدَّ ذَلِكَ كَثِيرٌ مِنَ النَّاسِ. Unfortunately, our fitan is so widespread. اشْتَدَّ جَعَلُ كَثِيرٌ مِنَ النَّاسِ. The ignorance of many of the people is now stronger. People now have stronger ignorance. The Fiqh Al-Fitan regarding the manners and the rulings of handling yourself and conducting ourselves during the times of fitan. مما جعل كثيرا من شبابنا وإخواننا. This ignorance about the fiqh of handling fitan has made many of our brothers, وإخواننا وشبابنا, our youth, our young ones, youth who want to rule tomorrow, youth who have not been stealing in exams, youth who have not been stealing money, saying that they are making repatriation of African funds. These are the youth. Youth, many of whom don't observe Salah at the right time. Youth that are so haughty and quiet when they relate with elders. The Shaykh says, because people are ignorant about handling the times of fitan, جَعَلَ كَثِيرًا مِنْ شَبَابِنَا. This has made many of our youth, وَإِخْوَانِنَا, and our brothers, يَتَسَاقَطُونَ فِي الْفِتَنِ. They have been falling variously into what? Into fitan of different forms. Many brothers, women, men, people have been falling into fitan. وَيَكُونُونَ وَقُودًا لَهَا. Some of our brothers have been being the fire, the fuel for the fitna. وَقَادَ بَعْضُ طُلَّابِ الْعِلْمِ إِلَىٰ أَنْ يُوَلِّدُوا مِنْ فِتْنَةٍ صُغْرَى فِتَنًا كُبْرَى. The situation will take some of the young, even the طُلَّابِ الْعِلْمِ, some of the students of knowledge, the situation will push them so much that يُوَلِّدُوا مِنْ فِتْنَةٍ صُغْرَى. They will create from a smaller fitna, fitanan kubra, other fitans that are big. Students of knowledge, talibul ilm, I'm making just what I did. Make sure you don't create a bigger fitna from the small fitna. There's a small fitna. Perhaps fitnatun khasa, a fitna that is regarding just one single individual. When he begins to push it and handle it and push it and push it, the fitna begins to spread. Talibul ilm. It was a fitna between himself and one person. And then he begins to handle it and handle it and handle it. The rest of the brothers begin to contribute. And then the Muslims become divided in the area. It was supposed to be a fitna of a disagreement between the brother and his brother. And then the matter begins to push it. And then fitan begins to spread. You see brothers begin to say, I will punch you. We have seen things like this. The brother told me about that. But Abū Nāsir, this matter is becoming people saying that we will punch you now. Two Salafis punching themselves. It's fitna. May Allah protect us. And then you begin to find brothers, their families start taking the other families. Those who are on this side of the divide start taking the other family on this side of divide as an enemy or as enemies. The Shaykh says the matter has become such that بَعْضُ طُلَّابِ الْعِلْمِ, some students of knowledge, the matter took them إِلَىٰ أَنْ يُوَلِّدُوا مِنْ فِتْنَةٍ صُغْرَى فِتَنًا كُبْرَى. They create from a small fitna between a small group of people, a fitna that is enlarged, a fitna that becomes spread amongst the people. بَلْ قَدْ يُوَلِّدُونَ مِنْ غَيْرِ فِتْنَةٍ فِتْنَةً. In fact, without fitna, sometimes they will start one fitna. Tulabul ilm, talibul ilm, students of knowledge. There was no fitna. One doctor, one professor, one this, one that. Everybody was on his own doing his best. They will now hear one statement from this one. They will go and tell that one that it is you that he is talking to. They will now hear one recording. They will now phone another one and record it and ask him, so and so person, do you think that we should be going to him to learn Islam? That one, for one reason or the other, he will make a statement. They will go and put it on Facebook and YouTube. They will go to this one again. The same group of people. يُوَلِّدُونَ مِنْ غَيْرِ فِتْنَةٍ فِتَنًا. They were the ones who will start and create fitna in the name of talibul ilm. Just what I did. The create fitna is not restricted to our own community. May Allah protect us. So, قَدْ يُوَلِّدُونَ مِنْ غَيْرِ فِتْنَةٍ fitnatan. Even when there is no fitna, they can start one fitna. You don't be the one to start that fitna. Don't be the one to go and be recording the voice of Dr. Fulan and Allah and spreading. Don't be the one. Don't be the one recording varying opinions. You know what? So that you don't think that, is it wrong for me to hear an explanation regarding a position of the Sharia from Shaykh Fulan, and then I also hear from Shaykh Allah. It is not wrong, it is correct. In fact, if I remember vividly, Ibn Abdul Bar gave a tabweeb on that in Jami' Bayan al-Ilm wa Fadl. And he gave us a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This hadith according to Bukhari and Muslim. It's from the hadith of Al-Imam al-Zuhri rahimahullah, from the hadith of Abdullah ibn Abbas. When Aisha radiallahu anha was reporting the day the Prophet died, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, how he performed the salah with the people, she said, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had two persons on each of the sides, radiallahu anha, that he leaned on to get into the masjid. Aisha said, radiallahu anha, one of them was Abbas and somebody. Abbas and who? Somebody. Ibn Abbas said, he went to someone else amongst the companions. I think Abu Huraira, one of them, said, on the day the Prophet died, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, on whose shoulder was the Prophet resting on when he managed to come to the masjid? They say on the shoulders of Abbas and Ali ibn Abi Talib. So that and somebody was who? Ali ibn Abi Talib. Why didn't our mother Aisha radiallahu anha, why didn't she mention Ali ibn Abi Talib? Because during Qissatul Ifk, when the Prophet was sad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ali ibn Abi Talib was telling the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that why do you want to kill yourself over this young girl? If it is because it's young, there are other young girls on the street. Aisha didn't like that. The point of reference is that Ibn Abbas had heard that report from who? From Aisha. When he heard something, he went on to ask another person. So it is correct. You can have a view, you can ask of a view. The point of reference in that case is that you can ask of a view from somebody and you put a second opinion. But you don't make the first opinion a fitna to the person you are asking about the second opinion. Don't make it a fitna to him. Ask him as a free question. Let him tell you your mind. And when he answers, if there are issues from the first opinion, you can say, but there is this issue about this. How do we understand it vis-a-vis the question that you have asked? Don't mention somebody's name when you are asking another person a question. Doctor, Ustaz, the Fulan said that this. What do you think? You want him to comment about the statement of the doctor, or you want the doctor to comment about the statement of the Ustaz? Why do you want to cause trouble amongst people? Don't be fatal. Because amongst us, this is from the areas where people are right. Don't be fatal. You can ask 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 persons without quoting the other person. Just say your own. Be sincere anyway. Because the problem is that if it is not from sincerity, wallahi you cause trouble. And troubles have been caused. Tell me anywhere where 5 learned people of Sunnah can gather. Learned scholars. Tell me anywhere where the Sunnah when they go to die. Tell me anywhere. And you'll be sure that don't be fatana. People have been causing problems all over the world in the name of Salafiyya. No, Salafiyya is not the trouble. You are the problem. ولا شك أن الجاهل الشيخ says بل قد يولدون من غير فتنة مما أشغلهم عن مهماتهم من طلب العلم. When they start that fitna أشغلهم, it will make them become busy away from muhimmatihim, things that are important to them. من طلب العلم, like teaching knowledge, ودعوة and preaching. When last did we come out and say we want to make public dawah? When last? When last? When last? When last did we say public dawah for everybody? When last did we do it? Is that registered in our Salafiyah? We wouldn't have time for that. Because it's all about the one that is part of you, you want to excel him. Are you the one now who will be busy with bringing somebody else? Why not try to correct him? Have we not said that it is tarbiyah, at-tasfiyah to at-tarbiyah? At-tasfiyah, correcting errors. Wat-tarbiyah, and nurturing young ones upon soundness. This is what the A'imma of Dawah Salafiyah tell us about. At-tasfiyah, correct error, misunderstanding. Help him correct himself. Wat-tarbiyah, and then you nurture those ones coming under. But our own Allahu A'lamu bihi. So when we have only time for those amongst us that we want to expel from the Da'irah of Sunnah, is that the time that we have time to invite other people to Sunnah? Is that the time to say, okay, let's today inshallah at Dari Jalade there is Dawah and the topic is At-Tawheedu Awwalan. Do we have time for that? Then we will look at the field, Quran to the Bible, read the Quran to the people to explain. Then we have time like Surah Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Or you read it if you like to study, anyone read it, but explain Surah Al-Fatiha. When last are we organizing, say, there are tents everywhere, class we are rented, we want to explain Tawheed. We want to explain the meaning of La ilaha illallah. We want to explain Shurut La ilaha illallah. We want to explain Nawaqid La ilaha illallah. The things that destroy La ilaha illallah. The Shurut of La ilaha illallah. Arkan La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah has Arkan. Pillar. Without which the La ilaha illallah will be invalid. Do we know that? We get this with ourselves. Because each person thinks that he has no fault. And you know what? By the time we start talking about these basic issues, each person will be adjusting himself. So we have not taken this far. We are looking for those we want to expel from Sunnah. May Allah protect us. فَيُشْغِلُهُمْ عَنْ مُهِمَّاتِهِمْ مِنْ طَلَبِ الْعِلْمِ. This kind of fitna gets the people busy away from learning. وَالدَّعْوَةِ, it gets them busy away from inviting us to the path of Allah. وَنَشْرِ الْخَيْرِ, and spreading goodness. وَأَكْثَرَ الْخِلَافَ بَيْنَهُمْ. This kind of thing makes it that difference amongst the people become much. Every day we are celebrating one difference between two sheikhs. Why? Sheikh Lagaja and Sheikh Kamado, the enemy. Ustaz Lagaja and Ustaz Kamado, the enemy. What is wrong with us? ولا شك أن الجاهل بفقه الفتن. There is no doubt that the one who has no knowledge about the fiqh of fitan يكون في الفتنة. Such a person will be inside the fitna. كراكب سفينة لا ربان لها. Like a person who is riding on a ship that has no captain. How is that? Like someone riding on an aeroplane without a pilot. Or riding in a car without a pilot. How do you travel on the sea without a captain? And it is not on a safe ocean. Hear what the Sheikh said about the ocean. He said, وَقَدْ اشْتَدَّ عَلَيْهَا مَوْجٌ. That sea on which the individual is riding on a ship that has no captain. That sea, it says اشتد عليها موج من فوقه موج. The turbulence of the waves are severe. من فوقه موج. From above the ship itself is another disturbing wave. يغشاها موج. The entirety of the waves are also covered up in another wave. So what happens is that تتقاذفه الأمواج. The waves will be pushing to different directions that ship. ولا يدري that individual in the ship, لا يدري السلامة, he will not know how to be saved. في أي اتجاه, from which direction will salama come, from which direction will safety come, he will not know. حتى يكون من الغرقى, until he will become amongst those who will drown and perish in that boat. وإن نجا فمخدوش, if he is lucky to be saved, then his body parts will be so wounded. He will be wounded there, wounded there, wounded there. That is how a person who gets into fitna becomes. And that's why those who can usually lack leaders. They are the actual, who are your leaders? They say, we don't know. Who is your leader? We don't know. Who led you here? We don't know. Those who are seen in front, they are called, come, are you the leader? I say, no, I don't know. I don't know. So they don't know who is the captain. It's a fitna that has no leader. Everybody is just there shouting, hey, hey, we know the green. And they say, okay, someone started it. And all other expressions that have been used, the expressions of fitna, some people started it. Where are they? Where are the leaders? What are they doing? What is their focus? What is the focus? What do you want? You want SARS to end? Okay, SARS has ended. But you are still on the street. Then there's a problem. Bigger than SARS. That is the fitna of yourself with yourself. May Allah protect us all. I think we can stop here today. Inshallah, I think we can stop here today. Or we should proceed? We should stop here. Alhamdulillah. The point today, inshallah, the Shaykh mentioned. He said the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us that fitan will spread. And he gave us 3 ahadith that fitan will be spreading and be very dangerous. The first hadith is the hadith of Usama ibn Zayd. The second hadith is the hadith of Abu Hurairah. And the third hadith is the hadith of Hudayfa and Umar, in which we saw the evidence that fitan can be divided into 2. Al-Khassa and Al-Amma. And how Al-Fitan Al-Amma could be very dangerous to the individual. Such that if a person does not disregard it and stay away from it, his mind, his heart will absorb the fitan, and then he will not be able to know his right from his left. He begins to do everything just as he so wills. The Shaykh also stressed the fact that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has taught us about how to be saved from fitan, and that whoever follows the path that the Prophet has laid down, Allah will protect him from the fitna. But the one who does not follow it will not be protected from fitna. And that learning about fitan is so important, because even those who say they are students of knowledge, who are actually students of knowledge, they don't know the time that they become the movers of fitan themselves. Why? They had only paid attention to Fiqh Salah, Fiqh Tahara. They had not paid attention to Fiqh Al-Fitan. So the ignorance about Fiqh Al-Fitan leads people to get involved in fitan without knowing. They think that they are spreading Salafiyah and Sunnah. Meanwhile, they are spreading no other than fitna. So they get involved, they start talking about it, they spread it, they become the fuel for fitan. And they get busy away from learning. They are not learning, they are not teaching, they are not making da'wah. The entirety of their effort is based upon fitna. So we get busy with it. May Allah protect us from that. It is from these kinds of issues that he will emerge in the next stage as we saw it. He will divide the people into 2, those who agitate the fitan. He said they are divided into 2. The person who has no knowledge and his intention is bad, and the person whose intention is good but he has no knowledge. He said 2 people encourage and become the forerunners of fitan. The first person, his intention is good but he is ignorant. The second person, his intention is bad and he is ignorant. These are the movers of fitan. May Allah protect us from it. May Allah protect us from it. Ma zahara minha wa ma batan. I think we can take 1 or 2 questions before we leave today, inshallah. Is the reading clear to us? Was there any place we read that was not clear? We can read it and explain again. Now, if we have 1 or 2 questions, we can ask it. Alaykum salam wa rahmatullah. I mean one. Don't touch your beard when you're asking it. Talking about fitna to al-insan bil-insan, how we are put to trial from what other people are doing. He gave an example: a Muslim is in a vehicle and a Christian starts preaching, accept Jesus and all of this. What should we do? The situation will determine what you will do. But usually I don't like us to be reactionary. Why not you start tawheed before the person starts shirk and kufr? Is it wrong for us? Excuse me, people, I like to tell you about something. When we were younger than this, we used to do that. Secondary school, wallahi. Secondary school, we used to do that. When we got into a verse, we don't want those Christians to preach. And when they preach, we say there's a question. Please, when you finish, there's a question. Once you start, you say, no problem. When you finish, there'll be question. That's what they hate. Evangelists don't like you to ask them questions. They hate you. They are not trained to ask questions. We now, after a class of 1 hour, we ask a question. If it were possible that on the day of Juma, you could be saying that, Imam, there is question. Do you know if a person asks that question, there's no blame on him? Somebody can say, Imam, can so and say this, so the Imam will talk about it. Answer it. Allahu Akbar. We discuss these matters when we discuss Fiqh Al-Fitan. So the point here is that we are used to questions. It's not clear, explain. But the Christians are not used to that. So maybe one thing you can do is, please, madam, when you finish, question there. I tell you, the whole teaching will cut out. Because the teaching says, what will he ask me? What will he ask me? I tell you, they are leaving me, but won't let me get it. We grew up amongst, we were born amongst them, we grew up amongst them. I don't find it like that. So, but don't be a reactionary person. You be the one taking action, and people are reacting. Don't be reactionary. If you desire, when you come into the bus, you find some people with some things, you can say, I'd like to tell you one thing about Islam. You would have heard this word Islam many times, but I'm sure you would not have known what is appropriate about it. And the fact that something is common, popular about a particular thing, it does not mean that that is the truth about that thing. You may have an impression, common, everybody believes it about that thing, but that is not the truth about it. People say yes. Then you have a lot of things people say about Islam that is wrong. I like to address one of them. Some of the people think that Muslims worship Muhammad. Muslims, we don't worship Muhammad. We only worship Allah alone. And any Muslim who claims to worship Muhammad is not a Muslim. You start from there. I tell you, some people will sit again, they want to hear what you are saying. So Muslims don't worship Muhammad? How is that? Even Muslims want to hear. I tell you this. So you make it simple, easy and logical. Simple, easy and logical. Don't be abusive. Because there you will not find somebody to bada, you will not find somebody to fasaka. Yeah. Because some of us think that dawah is about bada, tabdil and what? Tafsir. No. It's about explaining what is right to the people. ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بماذا؟ بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. This is the actual about da'wah. Hikmah, good wisdom and beautiful expression. You can learn it and pray to Allah to teach you beautiful expression. Somebody say, oh, Lagbaja is orator when he speaks, when he makes da'wah. What was Nabi Musa praying for, alayhi salatu wasalam? Did Musa not pray for eloquence? رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. So eloquence is not a problem. It becomes a problem when it is used for a thing. When it is used for a thing of goodness that once you start talking, people don't like to go. It's a good thing for you. Use it for dawah. Use it for dawah. When we praise the Quran, do we not praise the eloquence of the Quran? When Allah talked about human beings, did He not praise Himself regarding us and creating us? Because He gave us eloquence. Ar-Rahman. What did He say after that? Allama al-Quran. خلق الإنسان. علمه ماذا؟ البيان. So how does eloquence become a problem? Sila lágbàdá ó fi eloquence ní ìmọ̀lẹ̀ ó fi eloquence náà nìyẹn tí máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́run tó dá. And if you are used to reading accounts from the Prophet Muhammad, you will know that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was very, very, very eloquent. Alayhi salam. To learn it, you can learn to be eloquent. People learn public speaking. Don't learn public speaking because of public speaking. Learn it so that you can use it for dawah. Anytime, anywhere, you have a need to do some dawah, you can quickly look at what to say. Should I give you a case study? If you stand up here now, I say, preach to us now, what will you talk about? Just stand up. He thought that the case study will come next week. إنهم يرونه. Oh yeah, stand up, look at us here. What do you think you can tell us? Don't be scared, stand up. It's the first thing you must remove from your mind. Scare. And it's all an inshallah, I beg. So your thought, Ibrahim said that, alayhi salatu wasalam, in Surah Al-An'am. He said, are you thinking that I should be afraid of your idols when you are not afraid of Allah? So it is the first thing you want to talk about that in your mind. Don't look at the people. And Imam Ibn al-Jawzi will address the people up to 90,000 and he will still say something that everybody will have something to take home. These are things you should learn. But we are usually considered about Bajah, but this. Do you think 90,000 people listening to Ibn al-Jawzi were all upon sound sunnah? Someone that came to better themselves. So give the people the opportunity. Yassiru. Wala tu'assiru. Don't close the door. Don't do that. Your question is waiting for you. You know why I told him this? I'm set his mind will start thinking about that now always, inshallah. Let's be like that. For some of us, these kinds of things happen a lot. You pray with the people, you don't want to run away. They say, Papa, I don't. Please tell us something. What do you say? Don't forget, you must choose something that will be commensurate with what is appropriate to those people you are listening to. When we go for Hajj, we were on transit in Qatar one day. Unfortunately, we've been delayed in Jeddah. We were on Emirates. It was a failure that year for Emirates. We were supposed to make Eid al-Fitr in Dubai. They did not come. So what they did was, they took an Emirates flight at the time there was no trouble between those countries. They took a Emirates flight that brought us to Qatar. They diverted the flight away from Dubai because they had issues. So there are a lot of people in Dubai looking for airports, looking for planes to fly out to their destination. So they diverted the flight. So we were diverted to Qatar. In the night, we woke up after Salatul Fajr. We said, Allah, I was pushed to leave the Salah. After Salah, someone just said, Abū Nāsir, please tell us something as we are here. So Okay, tell us something. The first question I asked is that who amongst us here knows the meaning of Surah Al-Fatiha from the beginning to the end? I asked the question. You know what that will do to my audience? It will make them pay attention to me. So I asked the question. The Prophet used to do that, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So I asked, who amongst us can explain Surah Al-Fatiha to us? Who amongst us does not read Surah Al-Fatiha in his salah? Is it two key questions? So everybody reads Surah Al-Fatiha in salah, but is it everybody that understands Surah Al-Fatiha? So if everybody say, yes, you read Surah Al-Fatiha, okay, you read Surah Al-Fatiha, explain Surah Al-Fatiha. These are Baba, you know them, Baba businessmen, explain Fatiha. You are reading Fatiha every day in salah. Say, yes, explain Fatiha to me. If I stand up here with us now, let's assume we are not in this class, and I say, all of us will start Surah Al-Fatiha, say yes. To stand up, a brother to stand up and explain Surah Al-Fatiha. I'm sure we all like to listen to the explanation of Surah Al-Fatiha. MashaAllah, there are eminent brothers here. Bismillah, there is professor here. We used to say Doctor. He's now a professor. Abu Abdullah is professor now. MashaAllah, there are brothers, Bismillah, all here. Who will do that? But imagine you are the only one who has to do that. What do you do? What do you do? Do you think like this? You find yourself in a place. How about if it's like in a market? Meat seller's market. You want to buy meat for the house. And then you have to observe Salah to Zuhr. Somebody recognizes that a Sheikh. Fadila to Sheikh if you like. Can you please, after this Salah, tell us something that will benefit us? What will you tell the people? Are you this kind of a Muslim? The Muslim who is ready to say something about Islam anywhere, anytime. Okay, if you are among Reverend Fathers, one way or the other you travel, they say, okay, we Christians will not preach. You are far. Preach to us. What will you say? Without even abusing them. You know you can well preach Islam without abusing them, without abusing, and they will like to know more about Islam. You can tell them about the Prophet Muhammad. What does it mean when we Muslims say the word Muhammad? What does it mean? They want to hear. Because you are coming back to ask them what it means to say Jesus. What is the meaning of Jesus? Christians don't know. Do you know they don't know? What does Jesus mean? But when you say Muhammad means this, say, hey, that's the meaning of Muhammad. Alayhi salatu wassalam. He was born like this. His mother is like this. You start mentioning some things about him. You know where you end it? The central point of its message is that Allah alone deserves to be worshipped and no one else. Will they want to know more or not? You want to know more? You open the frontier for da'wah. But these days we have been restrictive. And those who try to struggle to try to say, okay, I want to be Muslim, say, no, stop here, you are not Muslim. We begin to expel the people. Let us reduce this. Let us be encouraging and enlightening, educating rather than expelling and criticizing, because that's widespread ignorance. Many people don't know what you are talking about. If I sit down here now and say, I want to do a lecture, or I want to do 10 lectures on 10 accusations against Shaykh Al-Halabi, what benefit does it benefit you? I first have to tell you who Al-Halabi was. And for each of the issues, I have to start explaining to you. It does not make any benefit. If a person is knowledgeable enough to address and get to that level to discuss, to learn, read about those issues, now. But someone doesn't know anything. He's just a Muslim going on his way. You want to warn him about Al-Halabi that he does not know about. He does not know about the person you are talking about. And what the companions tell us is that don't bring an issue to people where when you start it, you cause fitna. And Imam Muslim mentioned that in the Muqaddimah of his Sahih. ما حدث أحد القوم بما فوقهم بما لا يناسبهم إلا أتاهم بفتنته. A person does not discuss a matter with the people that is not, this matter does not, it's not from the things that affect them. So why do you bring it to them? The ones that affect them day to day, their salah, their tawheed, you didn't bring it to them. It is the one that is far away that you are bringing to them. How does it benefit them? You want to put those people into fitna. You want to bring them to fitna. That's why you are bringing those issues to them. May Allah protect us all. May Allah protect us all from fitan. Ma zahara minha wa ma batan. I think it will be sufficient that we stop here today. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.